Hey guys. So I got an awesome question, which is, can love and sex be separated? I love this question because it's like a trick question. The answer is no, but it's really more complicated than that. So I'm gonna kind of break it down a little bit. So whenever you have physical touch, your body releases oxytocin. And oxytocin is essentially our love hormone. It's our love chemical. So you could be giving your grandmother a hug, or you could be receiving a blowjob from the girl you met on Tinder, and your body is going to be releasing oxytocin. So we really only have one word for love in English: love. And we know that there are definitely different forms of love. But we just don't have words to describe that. Now, the Greeks, as an example, have lots of different words for love. Agape, which is divine or unconditional love. Philia, which is love for friends. And they've got eros, which is romantic love. They have mania, which is essentially like obsessive love. So they have words to describe all these different forms of love. And so that's why this question is sort of a trick question, because if you are having sex with somebody, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily in love with them, right? But you are attracted to them in some way. There is no desire to have sex with somebody that you're not attracted to. So you could just really like her ass and you want to have sex with her, but you're attracted to something about her, which means that you're experiencing love in your body. Love is an inspiration. It moves you towards something. And fear is the opposite. It's an inspiration to move away from something. So even if it's as simple as, oh, I'm attracted to her ass, I want to have sex with her, you're still experiencing love. If there's no attraction is a form of love. So if there's no attraction, you wouldn't be inspired to physically touch her and be touched by her. And when you have sex, you're releasing oxytocin. So you really can't separate love and sex. But I think the real question is, can being not emotionally attached and sex be a thing? And the answer to that is also no, but it's still sort of like a trick question, because you have to have some emotional attachment, some emotional reason why you want to touch this person, to have sex with this person. Like I said, it could just be something as simple as, she's got a great ass. There has to be something motivating, inspiring you, driving you to that thing, to want to do that. And, if there's none of that, then you wouldn't have sex with that person anyway. So there's always going to be some feeling, some emotion, whether it doesn't matter the form, right? But it's always rooted in love, always. So like I said, it's a little bit of a trick question, because really has nothing to do with whether or not you're in love with somebody, but you're going to feel some form of love which inspires you to move closer to them, to touch them, to feel them, to have that experience with them. Now, there is sort of another version of this, which is unnatural. So if you've experienced some kind of trauma or past wound or conditioning around love itself, then you can have sex and be disconnected from the experience of your body producing oxytocin. So if you think about it this way, like, let's say you've gone through a really hard time and you're just feeling tons and tons and tons of anger, or let's say somebody you love dies and you're experiencing like overwhelming grief. If it's too much, you'll sort of numb out, right? And you'll sort of disconnect from the pain. But it doesn't mean that the anger is not there, and it doesn't mean that the grief isn't there. You're just disconnected, mentally, consciously disconnected from the experience of it in your body. So the same thing can happen in sex. If you have belief systems, if you have trauma, if you have conditioning around love itself, the experience of experiencing oxytocin, then you can actually numb yourself to that. But again, it's like a trick, because you're still experiencing love through physical touch, but you're consciously disconnected from the experience you're having in your body. So there is always some type of love, some form of love involved in sex. Always. Could be love of her ass, or, you know, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, there's always some form of emotional involvement or love there when you have sex with somebody, because you wouldn't be inspired to touch that person or physically engage with that person if there wasn't.